You had to do all this.
Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening from the Sisters in the Sandbox. It has truly been an interesting hiatus. A lot has actually transpired, but nonetheless, we're still here. We still appreciate those who still is hanging in there with us. Sometimes you have to take a time out, regroup, refresh, and all the above. So we thank you. As we come back in on this evening, our principles is still the same. We ask that you do not hold us against anything that we say, because these are our perspective, our viewpoints. These are not to be held against us. It's not biblical principles or standards to hold us against. Just do know that this is just from our experience and what we experience. And we just take the time out to just pretty much give insight, help, anything that we can be informative about, tools and stuff to equip you with at times. And by all means, all feedback is always welcome. But we are so glad to be back in the Sandbox. So we're gonna try to play good with each other on this evening. So to say the least. So as I always say, let's get scooping it up in this sandbox with the sisters. And tonight's topic, or this evening's topic, is about baby mamas and baby daddies. And we're pretty much going to elaborate on the different aspects, viewpoints, in regards to how baby moms feel or baby dads feel, and different issues and all like that entails. Yeah, it's a lot that's entailed, and I think we all had our share of ups and downs and experiences. So all feedback is welcome. Any questions that you may have are welcome, even for those who might catch this at a later time. We just want to again thank you for hanging in there with us. But we're back, so let's get it scooping up in this sandbox. Who wants to go first?
Okay, so I will go first. Okay, so I had two baby daddies. One, my oldest son's father. Actually, I can't necessarily say that we had like a good co-parenting. We didn't have like a good co-parenting relationship whatsoever. I think when I went through my situation with my first husband, he actually wanted to sign his rights over, his parental rights over. I think he just was not in a good situation to actually take care of him. But I think I was just so I'm not gonna say distraught, but I was so bothered by that he would turn, or he would sign his rights over, his parental rights over.
But so easy.
So easily. When I'm going through, I feel like, as far as a mother and father, if one cannot provide, if you're not in the same household, if one cannot do, then I feel that the other one should pick up the slack. And that's not always the case. And that was definitely my case. Now my youngest son's father, I'm not going to say no default to him, but we both had to be separated from our children because we got locked up. Let me just put it out there. We both got locked up, okay? And he was locked up for a long, significant period of time. And so he wasn't able to do anything. But thank God I did have my spouse that was there to pick up the slack. So thank God for those parents, or those dads and those moms who do, stepmoms and stepdads, that actually fill in the gap for those absentee parents who was not able to be there. So that was my case.
Oh, with me in my case, well, all four of my children is by one person, and we pretty much reared our kids. However, down to the last two, where we separated and divorced, I only ran into like a couple of issues. but more or less we kind of paved our way through it eventually. So it panned out pretty good because they're all young adults right now. But I did have a couple of incidents that I had experienced that caused me to view blended families and people that has children by the opposite gender, be it male or female, and all that entails as far as the restrictions and different things of that magnitude it involves, far as which I'm going to be pretty much elaborating on is the controlling part and the manipulating part. So that's my experience. And moving on to sis.
I'm under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 baby daddies.
She married one of them.
Yeah, I married one of them, and that's the first one with my oldest daughter. He was basically crying child support. Second one, he was on child support, but didn't pay because he was a jailbird.
Jesus, it's so harsh. This is a jail.
Honesty. This is what you get.
Well, when you're not feeling well,
Incarcerated. He was incarcerated.
the truth always comes.
It's jailbird. He's jailbird.
Okay.
I mean, if Alexis see it, Alexis will tell you.
Okay.
Alexis see it, Alexis will tell you. I mean, he's in and out. Hopefully this time when he comes out, he gets it right. He's a grandfather now. Like, literally, he's a granddad. Hey, how are you? Mr. Michael.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
So, with that being said, a lot does involve child support. I had child support, and more child support.
I'm glad.
Well, did you get your child support?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Well, from the first one. But then...
From the first one. So this is the one that you're married
to now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
You
married
gotta make
to...
yourself clear, yeah.
I'm married to
I got your back, Superman.
That's if he watches it.
You know he will.
I told him I was going to put him on blast. He's like, what you put me on blast for? I said, because you always holler about child support. Well, anyway, yes, he did. And granted, even though he... Oh, Kyra, oh. Yes, he did. Granted, can I just say, for the women out there about child support, that don't mean that he should not see his children. He still should see his children.
Mm-hmm.
He should still communicate with his children or child. I did do that, but there was times that I loved my husband. Well, I loved the baby daddy, and they got caught up because of whom he was with. And we women get like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's something I was going to elaborate on.
So
we're going to talk about that.
I got like that because it was like, well, he was mine first.
Being petty.
Yeah, I was.
We women can be very petty and controlling.
I was petty.
We going to touch on some things.
I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I was very young. And, you know, even though I have them now, I have them now.
So you feel that worked for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I do have them.
Later.
But I like
I her timing.
Wait a minute, you're right. I like the older version. I like the version that I have now. So that version is more patient with me.
Oh, okay.
All right then. Make sure we write this thing.
Yes.
Wait a minute, it's recorded. It is recorded.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
Okay.
But at that time when we were young, because I did love him.
You did love him.
Well, I still do.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to understand, our oldest daughter is almost 30. She's 28 years old, and that's a gap, like years of love, like seriously. So, like, we co-parent. And again, even though we co-parent, we had our ups and downs with the co-parenting. He had got her, that he was that dad that would get the child every other weekend or on weekends. The holiday dad, he would get her on the holidays and stuff like that. So yes, he still on top of child support, he did do that. I give him that. He still was dad. She did not know her father. She knew, and she still knows her dad. It's just that, you know, we might not always see eye to eye, and our parenting skills are totally different. But being that I was baby mama, yeah, I was petty at times.
So
I was petty, and then the second, wait a minute, I have 2 baby daddies. Second baby daddy was, the second baby daddy, I had feelings for him too, but he did something messed up. But then he met his match, and then she might be out here on here, don't mind, don't care. Love you too, Bobby.
Well, you just put it out there.
I'll put it out there. He met his match. He really met his match. And I wasn't petty with him. I was like, hey, this is like, hey. Like, I didn't have feelings at that time. It was geared to whoever I was with. But it wasn't, he had the feelings more for me than me for him. But I'm going to say for my first baby daddy and my, first child husband, I was totally petty because he wanted to get her at a certain time, and I was like no, and then karma came back because once I got married, it came all gushing back. My God, so yes.
So with that being
she didn't.
said,
she said Miss
Petty Betty. With that being said, that is something we want to take a look at, and it's something I was sharing with a friend on this evening, and we were talking about when it comes to baby moms and baby dads, and when you find yourself on either end of the spectrum, whether it's through a blended family, through divorce, or however it came about, the thing is that we have to be mindful, and I feel careful, is that, or how can I say, outside looking in, I observed this much. And that is, like she was saying, being petty. Sometimes I feel like when you have a baby mom or baby dad, if they not, this is how I feel. I feel that sometimes we're trying to manipulate and control because we haven't let go of the relationship. And because it's always going to be one person or the other who's still trying to hang on.
Or they don't want to see them happy.
Or they don't.
They're not happy.
It's not that I didn't want to see them happy, though.
But that's the thing. I'm not saying all, but most times one person either has resentment, bitterness because they thought maybe the baby was going to bring them together and I should be the one with him. Nobody else is going to be good enough for him or her, because you have the same thing on both sides. Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like that person who is not facing the reality that relationship has been severed is the one who causes the most, I feel, most trouble far as bringing in like things of the nature like don't bring my child around them, stuff like trying to control the finances, because this is my thing. When you start doing things of that nature, that is pure manipulation and control.
It is.
Because if they took enough time to pick you out to talk to, if they are talking to someone, because for example, don't bring them around my child. If they, because you haven't let go, because you haven't faced the idea that the actual relationship is over, then I feel you put yourself in a position to be bitter and ill when you sit there and try to control the situation. Then that means you haven't dealt with the feelings, and then the child gets the brunt end of it, and they are used as pawns because you haven't let go of the relationship, or you suffer some emotional residuals from how you were treated in that relationship, and then not realizing what cost it puts or bears on that child. We are products of our environment, unfortunately. And the thing is, I feel like when we become petty betties or petty daddies or whatever you want to call them, we have to be careful about trying to control and manipulate, when all it is that you have to come into reality that the ties have been severed. We just got to come together to co-parent in order to do the things that are, I mean, you don't have to be there 24/7. Like, they'll do different things like, oh, when you come, she better not be around my child. You just come by yourself and all that. That is a control mechanism. That is a control thing because
they use the child as a guardianship.
Yes, for own beneficial gains, and that is not healthy. And the thing is, we have to take a look at, because I really delved into this. We have to take a real deep look at ourselves and say, why are we feeling that way? Why am I feeling the need to control? Like, why control? Exactly. And that's what I'm stating. Because the love's still there. The other person's not having the same love. The connection's been severed. And because you are the one that idealize, I was the one that was supposed to be with him. We had a baby and stuff together. This was supposed to be me and work, and here come another chick. And so now I'm going to do what I had to do to cause disruption in this, because you haven't came to realization of letting go.
I didn't do quite that. But
what quite did you do? What quite did you do?
But see, here's the scenario. Here's the scenario. It's a messed up scenario. Mm-hmm. Basically, my husband, baby daddy, he's the first one, right? First, high school sweethearts, first love, whatever. Whole thing is, when he got married to the other baby mom, and he only had two, and he only married two, which is me and her. So I know we're the only women in his life, and we're not going anywhere. But at that time, she's
the only ones that had children by him.
Well, because I didn't talk to him. Anyway, long story short, mines didn't come because I think we were both feeling that way on both ends. Like, I don't want her around my children, but I can't say that when she helped raise Raya. Like, and Raya still call her mom. I'm not in my feelings for it because she was there, just like I'm there with her kids. Like, I helped raise her kids. So it was not that. It was like, we're fighting for his heart.
And that's I'm the thing. I feel like in regards
wait a minute,
to that,
I got him now, honey.
And it's an enhancement. Nobody's trying to take nobody's spot. And I think sometimes that's how people view it. Like, they trying to take the spot of the mother or the father.
No, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, when it depends on
in my situation, that's exactly what my first husband. That's exactly what it was. Because, like, we had charges on each other. We fought each other. I don't know how many times. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I only fought her once.
With yours?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they was ruthless.
But that's because, again, I feel like the person really didn't let go. You got to look at the fact that they were still engaging.
Yeah, but that's why Gary said.
So
he
that
definitely
is
was going back. He, hitting and missing some things.
So that's what I'm saying. Was in denial because they still had emotional ties. They still was emotionally connected. And
it's like that baby boy. You know how baby boy in the beginning, he had the first baby mom, and then
exactly. They feel like they're entitled. I don't feel like they're entitled just because they have a child.
Tell me why. I want to know this. I do want to know.
Some people really feel like they're entitled.
Yes, from baby daddies. Why do they feel?
Or mamas for that. They feel like they're entitled.
No, because I don't feel like that. But why do you feel? No,
you talking about baby daddies on that level, on their perspective?
Why do you feel like, that's still mine? I got that. Like, no,
but it's just not. It's just not the men. Like the women do it too. Though.
Exactly.
I don't do it. I ain't do it to Troy.
That's you, but I'm saying they do it.
And now Troy probably do it to me, but I know where his heart is. But I'm like, man, no, son. No, but even if it was, Ricky would do it too. Like, why do you feel that just because we had a kid together means you have ownership?
Like they have ownership.
You got rights to me because we have a child. Like, no.
Yes, because I think I feel like
the only way he own me now, well, he don't own me.
I feel like again, it goes back to what I'm talking about, the emotional ties. I feel like be it the mother or the father, whomever, on whatever spectrum, I feel if you come from a place of thinking that just because you had a child, knowing that y'all supposedly severed ties, I feel that sometimes they feel it's an entitlement or ownership that, I can always go back to this baby mama because we share a child. That is not the case, and it's not healthy, because then it's going to make the child like, okay, you got to keep in mind, exactly. Confused. If a child say, they must be in a relationship, and I see somebody else sneaking in the window, just being funny, but I see somebody peeping in the window. They see people peeping in the window, and then when the person in the relationship was out, then they bring the baby mama and them back in that was supposed to have their relationship supposed to be over, and they are confused, and then we wonder why we have all these dysfunctional relationships.
Said emotional ties.
These dysfunctional relationships.
Yes, Terrell.
They didn't say
emotional ties are powerful. Oh, hey, Terrell. Yes, they are powerful, but we got to find a way to disconnect. Because the thing is,
especially if it's toxic. If it's toxic,
you gotta take some introspection.
Yours were more toxic than mine.
Mine definitely was toxic.
Yours, hers. Well, mine's was different. Where we at a state now that we are civil.
But what is it called? Like, what is it? What is it causing? What is it?
Hey, Rhonda.
Hey, boo. Hey. What is causing you to be in a state of feeling that you have entitlement to them?
It's not even about entitlement. The thing of it is, like, about ownership, you winning,
being possessive.
You win it. And my state of mind is like, okay, yeah, I got him and I got him now. But if he's going back and forth,
nobody got anybody.
You want to be the person that he picks, that he chooses. And of course, that's a young mind, and I was young at the time. But of course, that's what that I was thinking. You know what I mean? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I was feel the same way.
I got him. It's like he's home with me almost every single night.
And see, that's another mentality. That's another day.
But I was young.
Just because they come home to me, I know they love me more
that
than
ain't
the
where
other person.
His heart
That
lie.
Is toxic. That is all the way toxic.
But that's exactly what I was going through. That's exactly what I was going through. So it doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yours is
but the
more
thing
toxic.
is, when you do that, you're comparing. That's why I said, to a sense, I'm blessed that mine didn't happen until
you're
older.
blessed.
And all four of my kids is about one baby daddy. And it wasn't until towards the end that I experienced, like I said, a couple of incidents. But even throughout that, because it was fresh and new, it was more of knowing and realizing that it was emotions of how we were going through the separation and the severing.
You
gotta come to realization
baby daddy,
when the thing
drama.
is over, it's over. But when you double dab and keep going back, then that's when you mess with a person's mind. The mindset.
Mom, you ain't gotta deal with that because we all had one daddy.
Oh yeah, we all had one daddy. But I'm just saying, people don't realize how they try to control and manipulate situations or control, be it spiritually, financially, mentally. They feel like they have access to that person.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they like...
She just said...
Access.
Men hold on a little longer because we're thinking more so physical. And he said he's been there.
I've been there and I had to grow up.
Go ahead, see?
I'm glad
Where's
you said that.
Amen. Let me pass out.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. But because my husband, I never understood. I really, until this day, like... He'll say, like, we're crazy, but I'm like, you're crazier because you have both of us. But then you want to watch us go crazy over you. I think that's just crazy.
Sometimes I feel like it's a turn on for the men because they just like people being the primal creatures they are.
Right.
They are hunters by nature. It doesn't excuse them.
She's
by all means.
All that, Annie.
I believe
very toxic. I finally learned.
I believe that they enjoy, as long as y'all allow it to happen, it's going to keep happening. If y'all don't make the decision to walk away from them, if they can have their cake and eat it too, and y'all putting up with it, they're going to keep doing it.
Sorry, man.
So you have to set up healthy boundaries.
Some women can be the same way too, so we don't want to just put it all on.
But you know, some allow it. Some accept it though. I'm not the one. God know what I could and could not put up with. Say put no more than you can bear. You know I probably wouldn't have been able to bear that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. You said we are primal creatures.
Yes, y'all are.
Y'all
handle
hunters keep going to jail. That's what I can handle.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
You put yourself there.
I did.
Don't make me make no excuse for you. You put yourself there.
And see, like with my daughter coming out, when my daughter sees this, not saying that I wanted her to have so many, the baby mama.
She's blessed because both her baby daddies is helping her out. They are very,
but it's still drama.
Oh, another thing.
It's still
that I want to elaborate on about that.
Still
Y'all
drama.
cannot sit here and talk about these people that they go to next. Because if they took the opportunity to pick you...
What you mean?
Like, if they sit here and try to say, oh, don't bring them around my people. I don't want that person around my... If they took the time to pick you out, you got to have enough confidence that whoever their mate is, that it's not going to be somebody unless they are a toxic or pose a threat to them. You should be happy for whomever they're with. If it's a person that's going to help enhance whatever y'all doing as co-parenters. So if they're a step parent, nobody, like I said, go back to not taking a role. Okay. But to sit there and say, because even the courts don't do that. They can't dictate who your child is going to be around unless it cause threat or harm. So why do we sit here and feel the need to try to control who is around whom just because we're not with them?
Yes, he said he encountered some women that are just as bad. Y'all back up.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's both ends. I said both ends.
Yes,
rewind.
I did too. I said it's on both ends.
It is on both ends because
I did say that I was petty at one time. I was being petty because I was young. Yeah, and I was super young. Like it was like I was like, well, he got it. He can get it. I was the first one he had the child with. Blase, and then
so that's ownership and assets like that. Gave
I agree. I said I agree. I said I agree. But I'm just saying, and I feel like...
once you did, so
what?
how did it make you feel?
But you know what? Now I even feel bad because I'm like, who got him now?
Grass ain't always green.
No, grass ain't always green on
the other side.
That's my favorite quote.
Let me ask this question to all my ladies out there and mothers out there. Let me ask you guys this. I know that most men are paying child support.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. If you feel that they're not paying child support, do you feel that is grounds for them not to see their child?
No, they should still see the child.
And then
they use it. They use it as a weapon. They use
to control again.
Yes.
Like if they don't do it,
be like that.
It's to be the same. Like if you don't do what I want, I'm gonna take you to.
I didn't do that.
But everybody is not the same.
I didn't do.
But you have people out here who use it as a bargaining chip to control, manipulate that person or manipulate that person because they're not doing what they want them to do.
Exactly.
And they know. Unfortunately, men, sorry to say, y'all know y'all don't like child support because how they dab in the check. And most times it's y'all guys that has to deal with that. But I don't like the way how the women, because we are emotionally tied in, we try to use that as a means to straighten them out and to get them to do what we want them to do. Mm-hmm. Soon they mess up. Soon they don't do what we like.
You go,
then,
girl.
Oh, I'm hollering. I'm going to child support office. But then it's like soon they get back in the bed sack with you. Then you forget about child support.
True.
Who is actually being catching the brunt end of this?
It's
toxic. They see all of this. Mm-hmm. They see all of this,
and they feel that that's okay to do.
Hey, so it's doing.
She said she shipped hers
to him or
on the flight.
we co-parent well.
Yes, I'm co-parenting well. Well, my mom's young adults now, but
I'm saying
it took a minute.
I did co-parent. And the other baby dad, like I said, what he was. But, like, I'm going to tell you this. My husband was really upset because, and I want y'all men, Mr. Dennis, I want you to tell me how would you feel and how would you take this. My husband got mad. This is the first baby daddy. He got mad because out of the whole years he paid the whole time, he was still, we co-parent. But then the second baby dad, he like in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail. He was paying child support. But when he got with a girl or whatever, with his wife, he stopped paying child support. We went to court, so I dropped the child support. But what they owe me, he gave me the money back, and I wound up with like $2,000 or something, and that was it. But I should have got more. So would you get mad if he stopped paying child support when my husband was like, why he stopped paying child support and I'm still paying child support. So would you get
One
mad?
shouldn't be worrying about the other, truth be told.
Would y'all get mad? Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
How was he able to get the information that he was paying and the other one wasn't?
Because
who relayed this information?
I was with him.
So who told him this information?
It was me.
I mean, that's something that you write to your husband.
Exactly.
That's something you.
But she
write
wasn't
to
a
your
husband at the time.
Yeah,
it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I get what they said.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, okay, no, not while you listening. Because my thing is then what the other person doing. This thing is, what one person does and that dynamic has nothing to do with that father and that child's dynamic.
Yeah,
so regardless of what
he
he's paying,
more...
why is he getting upset about what he's paying? He's doing what he's supposed to do. So why worried about what the other parent is
because
not
he
doing?
feels like
that's not his responsibility.
He
in that
feels
sense.
like I'm letting him off the hook basically for not
but
paying
that's the
child
issue
support.
he's dealing with.
And it's not that I'm letting him off the hook. Yeah. It's because he's already in jail. What can I get out of him out of jail?
Yeah, I can
you
understand
is really
that.
determined to keep doing.
But see, this is my thing
But I'm
because
serious.
I did that with George.
Okay, he said, just my opinion. Real men don't worry about other men. Also, you shouldn't have told it. True. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
Well,
I had no other choice.
Let me tell you my scenario because my oldest son's father, and he has many kids. He has many children.
Many.
Good night, John Boy. Many.
No, it's like almost like the Walton.
That's what I said. Good night, John Boy.
Oh,
he has a lot of children. So I kind of at the end I was just like, oh my God, my son is going on 18. Look, the rears I know I wasn't going to get, and
coming to the realization.
The current support I know I wasn't going to get, and he's okay. He's done graduated. Look, I was just more or less like, look, let me just whatever it is, let me put that in half and have him pay that and just be done with it.
Because this is how,
and we agree with that.
This is how I feel.
But I split it with my son.
I feel you cannot make anyone do what they're supposed to do, that they have a responsibility to do.
Amen.
They're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. You forcing it and trying to control, manipulate is not going to do nothing but make things work and give you a headache. You don't have no peace because then you're really not just fighting about the child. You're fighting about a relationship that you emotionally done disconnected from, that you haven't realized is not healthy for you in the first place. I know I done said a mouthful.
I'm reading.
Hey, sis. Okay, so sis was said, first of all, I feel like no woman should have to go to another adult to tell them to take care of their kids. And
yes, exactly.
They shouldn't.
Yes.
They shouldn't.
Yes,
they know.
Yes.
But first thing a man will do, a father to be,
Is
or
that
alleged father.
We got some good ones on here. We gotta give.
That's why the Maury is so. That's why the Maury is so popular.
That's the first thing they'll do.
I want a DNA
test.
They'll get a test.
Say that.
I want to. Well, mine didn't say it. Well, yeah, he did and he didn't because he told me I was pregnant. Like my dad knew I was pregnant. So yeah, I didn't have to go through this Maury situation.
Before Maury even came about.
Nope. Yeah, for
Maury.
Like, are you the father?
Neither one of us had to go
and
through
now,
that.
I'm not going to lie. Down to my baby girl, like, they feel like, is it his or whatever and all that. Like, if she ain't been with nobody else. But when that baby came out, I ain't going to lie. I was like, he is the father. Like, because it's ridiculous. Why do you have, if you haven't been with anybody else, I'm talking about the loyal ones that's been with that person. But you, as a woman, you should know who you have and have not
encountered with intimately.
There shouldn't be no 5 and 6 and 7. Like, guys, she must be
really active.
Yes, but I'm saying because you do have people out there like that. So
yeah. Okay, so Rhonda says, to be honest, I received child support, but I use it for whatever the boys basically need.
I try to do everything.
On the other hand, I try to do everything to satisfy the grandfather. I have
We're reading some of y'all comments while she's reading that. But sorry. Yes, and not to knock the ones who do not do this, because not everybody's the same. You have some fathers who step up to the plate. You have those who are actively involved. Yes. And it goes beyond child support, people. It goes beyond child support. Ladies, that's just the money. That's just the material. That's just the tangible. A child needs that emotional involvement, that emotional intimate connection with that opposite parent. You gotta co-parent together. You gotta be able to co-parent effectively. Not controllingly.
Let me say this. I have to say this. Child support is what it says. It's to support the child. However,
not to get the nails done, not to get the hair did.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Because some people could use it for that. Because you gotta understand, if a woman is working, she's already supplying the roof over the head. She's already doing electric.
She's doing the above and beyond. So whatever
you can't sit here and say.
Another day.
So
that's a general broad.
This is a part thing for baby mama, baby daddy.
But,
because that's what some of them do.
And I think that's the other thing. You can't, again, it goes back to control and manipulation. The guys cannot control and say, well, this is what I got for the child. It goes to the household of whomever, the co-parent, if y'all co-parenting and y'all separate ways, you're divorced, it's not just it's whatever to provide that
for
household
that child
to function in a normal
now, if a
capacity.
Woman has already did that, has paid the rent, has paid the electric, has got the clothes, has this. There's nothing wrong with taking that check and going to get my nails done because I already then supplied for this child. Period.
Because they're doing what they
already sustaining.
Your son said the child support should be used for the benefit of the child.
Yes. The benefit of the child.
If you're not lacking.
Andrew already knows. I'm going to say Andrew already knows because I would give him the money.
Said, and also, you get child support and the man has
a bunch of kids. And they feel like this. That's all they should do.
She's telling right.
When they have multiple kids,
that's all they can do. Wait, honey, mine was $50 a month.
How are you going to split between the Brady Bunch?
50.
Actually, mine was less, but then I got his rearings.
I don't think some men look at it as that. If they see their child
the same way all y'all
with the same
us men do the same thing, but we can't live without women. Period, and vice versa.
I agree.
You can't live. You can function, but God already said that a man shouldn't live alone. But you got to know how to learn to be alone by yourself for a minute. You can't fear being alone. You got to know yourself to make sure you're having a healthy, functional relationship. Not toxic, not emotional ties, not all this sides and all this other extra dippings and sauces and all of that. Then you won't have all these stacked up child support, rear ends, threats of come get in the car, threats of your check stopping, and all that type of stuff. And she said, "Can live without a man." Sis, hey, it's been a year. I'm telling you, sis. To an extent, team. Sis, because I'm trying to tell you, God is working on me.
I'm just saying, and this is reality. Because if a man sees, he comes to the child's mother's house, or come to that house, and you see that it probably be nasty or
they're gonna know who's wifey material and who's not wifey material. If you ain't no,
the child is just like in the same stuff. Like, of course, they have a right to...
And I feel some type of way about that. You cannot go out here looking good and your child look a hot mess.
I'm gonna give you a child
is a represent. Even y'all adult
men.
My child know better. I'm gonna say something to you.
I'm gonna give you a key.
You represent me.
Y'all guys
look right.
For y'all young men out there and women, if y'all own support, y'all know y'all can get your child support modified.
What that mean? Lower?
Yes, you can. Every 2 years, you can get it modified.
And they actually should take the initiative to go back and actually reevaluate it, because there could be changes that can prevent y'all from having to put yourselves in rears, be it male or female.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
that's what happened to
change, jobs change,
and that's on both ends. Yeah. So it's supposed to go right in the middle. That's how it's supposed to be. So if you know what I mean, the female, she then got a different job, or if if the male got a different job. Yeah.
So what do you think is a component that actually one should take a look at, both baby moms and dads? What component, if they were to take anything away from this on tonight, what component should they look at in regards to dealing with a person that has a baby mom or baby dad that is in a severed connection?
They have to come together, and they have to be in agreement on, you know what I mean?
Because not everybody, I think, knows how to co-parent effectively
Well,
without tying in their emotions.
I'm proud.
They have to come to realizations, I feel, with their emotions.
We can do that, and my daughter is doing a good job. You know, there's times where I was like that, but I said there's times for my daughter. It's times,
yeah.
But like for my first baby dad, like we did co-parent. It, you know, yeah, there was times, but like she said earlier, I was petty.
You got to come to realization. You got to realize.
But I was young. Hey,
taking accountability.
Now that I'm older, I had to look at back of what it was, and now I look at, because I'm back. I'm in that, you know, scenario myself with how my second baby dad is, and then his situation and all of that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, you have to look at all of that, the components.
And you know, the other component that I want to speak on to in regards to the baby moms and baby dads that are in severed connections.
What's that, sis?
Let's get with it. The disciplining.
Yes. Yes.
Do you feel?
Oh my God, yes.
I feel if again that person is not with that other person's significant other, the person of the child that they're with, mama, they're not with that mama or that daddy. You should have sat down and put in the goals, because if they're a part of my household, I gotta feel comfortable to discipline your child. I'm gonna make sure I talk with you so I know what barriers not to cross. Because again, I'm not there to take over nobody's spot. I'm there to enhance. I'm an extra mentor. I'm an extra parent that's gonna be involved with that child's guidance. So disciplining them. What is one of the things that you feel is needed if you're talking about baby moms and dads and disciplining their child?
It should be well known what is established discipline in each household, because one could be quick. It definitely could.
Somebody said, what about the grandmother is running the mother of the child life, and the child is confused?
That's still controlling and manipulation. So you're saying that the grandmother is controlling the child, who's controlling her decisions when it comes to y'all child? Well, I'm sorry, she's not. She's the grandmother.
She must be.
It's nice to have her, unless, like I said, unless she's more involved in that child's really life. She's providing a roof for that child, and she's babysitting that child, or
hand on mine except me and her
mother. Yeah.
So. But that's what I'm saying, even with like far as the hand, but to still be able to correct and discipline. Do you feel, now T, I'm going to say now, if you chose a parent, so it wouldn't be right for me to say, if I see them doing wrong, get down or stop that. I shouldn't have the right to stop. Now, as far as the physical, that's one thing. But to actually be able to discipline, because you see them, and you are trying to correct or rectify a situation that you see that is not, what is it? What are the word I'm looking for? That needs reprimanding. So say if they climb in a tree or something, get down from there. Like, I gotta wait for the dad to say get down from there for them to listen?
No. So you saying like if it's a stepmother or stepfather?
If it's a stepmother or stepfather, and they're
something that I do
believe
that they should have.
There should be some type of talk
as
far as what that parent is able to do, or that step person is allowed to do. Or
I'm a stepmom. And I feel
that's going to be difficult.
It is,
because if the child's father wants the child to be reared and disciplined this way, and the mother wants them to be disciplined in a certain way, how can you come together? How can you come together and, you know what I mean, on one accord and say, well,
my child's falling. Hold on. Go ahead.
We got to come to the point where I say, okay, well, if you're going to discipline them like this, discipline them like this, and try to come to an agreement. But it can't just be like, oh, well, I gave what I do as a father to discipline my child, you're not accepting what my feedback is or what I'm contributing as far as discipline, then my hands is up. I don't know what else to say. Then you can't then blame the father or the mother because y'all not coming together to rectify the situation.
Well,
So
I've seen a lot of people get.
Can I just say in my household, all the way around, I'm disciplinarian. When I say all the way around, that's from baby daddy 1 and 2. Because baby daddy 1, he's lenient than I am. And he only...
Right. Y'all got me hot.
Hey, Miss Tina, what the world you talking about?
She said, get me over there. We're going to probably start looking into bringing some guests on, too, as well.
Yeah, but
yes, definitely.
I discipline my kids. And then even far as the stepkids, sometimes I do interject myself because I seen them when they were small and up. So I do say something. No, I don't put my hands on them, but I do make myself heard. So as far as that, but my husband, he's never one to really be the discipline. And then I will call my husband up. At the time, we were co-parent.
But then someone to get involved after you done took out an act of discipline on the child. Then they want to speak up and say something. Then it's a whole problem. And then the child run back and forth. We got to be careful, too, when the children see the division.
Oh, he said this
when the
is
children
her
see
son,
the division, they can play both sides. When they see the division, they can play both sides.
Hot.
This is her son, not Tina.
Okay.
Oh.
So you
I didn't know you was up here. You hiding behind your mama's picture. Well, tell her I said hi anyway.
Yes.
But...
Yeah, but hey, if they can't, they got to come together with that thing because I mean, one's going to be.
He's saying we saying a lot of reckless opinions that apply to y'all
little situations.
But that's the thing. We're told. I stated from the beginning. These are our views, our perspectives. We don't really can really say what anybody else experienced. We only coming from our perspectives. Mm-hmm. If you have something else to add to it,
chime in.
But
the rest of
this
them,
is
everybody,
according to our experience. I said it's not to hold us to.
Y'all won't accept my friend request.
Friend request. I am friends with your mom. Who is the son? What is your name? Because I only know a couple of Tina's sons.
He doing too much. Isn't it? Because
it's not that we're it's not that we're trying to.
I'm on hiatus, so I don't know.
She said, Aaron. We're
Aaron
not.
Who? I know not Aaron. I know not Aaron Hurley. Aaron what?
No. But back to what
we're not trying to attack men. We're not trying.
And I'm gonna be sure when I get
Drew said moving on. We're not trying
to bash men or women. We always say it goes on both.
I'm telling you what we're going through.
But if the shoe fits, wear it.
Don't get salty, guys.
Yes.
I love the feedback. Especially if talking about discipline. Like, honestly, if you're trying to discipline your child in your house and your
It is Aaron Hardy.
I thought it was Aaron Hardy. Aaron, you know
what?
Yes, get somewhere. I figured it was you.
And if the baby mom is disciplined in a very different manner, that child can be
really
confused.
That's my main issue till today in my house.
They should be able to come together and say, well, this is not going to happen here. But see what we do is, I don't care what you're doing to your mother's house. Or we'll say, I don't know what you're doing over here at your dad's house. You're not doing it here.
It confuses the child. They have too many rules to try to understand what to do in one house.
I'm going to give y'all an example. Say, for instance, I have my twins, my grandsons. Now, my grandsons, I love their family. We do. We know the family.
Yeah,
but I'm going to tell you, they're more lenient.
Over there.
It's so bad where they have to call my daughter and my mom because we are what? Disciplinarians.
Mm-hmm.
And we
structure.
Yes, we have structure.
I play
And
no
I'm gonna
games
tell
with
you,
them. No games.
no.
None.
So, of course it's going to be different. And they try us. Hey, Patty,
Patty,
I want you to speak up. I need you to speak up, please. Can you let them know how easy it is? They do say stuff. Let them know that Robert has to get Raya or me or Mommy to call sometimes to get on the boys.
It's reprimand them, to chastise them.
To chastise.
Because
and
one
then
is
we
more lenient than the
also
other.
get on them as well and say, okay, y'all have to discipline them. Please discipline, because they can't come over here and tell us what to do, because they're not going to do
That's
it.
the thing. It has to be consistent on both ends. What is done in one household, if you're asking them, should be done in the other household.
That's what I'm
saying. So it's not causing confusion and nobody's playing one against the other. It's the same thing as sending a child to daycare. When you're trying to potty train scenario.
I ain't mean to put you on blast either, Patty. But I just want you to, we were talking about the discipline. It's the truth, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not taking away from it. I'm just saying there's times when discipline, the structure, that they know that, oh, we can get away with it, and they talk any old kind of way. But then when they over with us, they
who
try.
is you talking to?
Yeah, like I know you're not talking to me.
Very quickly.
They honestly don't understand. Rhonda, yes. She said if they can't regulate, they all speaking.
But sometimes you have that parent, whether it be the mother or the father, that try to be the nice, the good guy.
You always
that's
have
my
a nice
husband.
guy, the good guy. But that's another way you have to make sure
fair, though.
That's the children manipulating the situation then.
That's not
and you
fair.
have to be careful because they'll know what you won't do and I've learned that with kids. If you're not consistent, you can say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, Tommy. I'm gonna get you, Tommy." And you never got Tommy.
You can't say it
like,
4 or 5
"Mommy ain't
times.
gonna get me."
You
Ask one of my children have they ever
you
fell
gotta
out on
come
me.
follow through.
Yes.
I believe in the follow through.
I'm gonna tell
Definitely.
you, it's so bad. Going on 2-year-old child sat up there and tried it with his grandmother. He went and said, because me and my daughter literally told him, "No, you can't get the cookie. You can't have another cookie." Prime example. What did he do? He went to Pop to say, "Pop, can I get a cookie?" What did Pop do? Give him a cookie.
And so that's what we're talking about when it comes to...
That's in the same household, though.
Same household. That's why I said I go through that. Because my husband, that's from grandkids to our children.
Oh, Cousin Gwen up there, too.
He said, "Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Backfire. Because a child will... What's that type
Maybe
of
you as a mean person." That's
we
not
can't,
true.
We can't. But you know what? With them even labeling, because that's a whole nother topic for another thing. We have to know that sometimes these children try to manipulate us.
They're not gonna manipulate this.
You guys definitely, especially when they get to
children.
adolescent age. Or when they're of age or elementary and stuff, if they know that they can get away with it, by all means, they're going to try you.
Now, see, that's what my husband said. Be a parent first,
Yes.
a friend second.
I didn't become friends with mine until they got
a lot
adults.
older.
When they're an adult, we can become friends.
Because my husband keeps saying,
when I'm very
you're
young,
a
I gotta
friend.
bring structure.
You're a friend. You're a friend.
Now I'm a friend.
No,
because
I'm
they're
not
adults
a friend.
now. But I'm not. I wasn't their friend.
Well,
when
getting
I was
back to
because I believe in whooping
the
tail.
baby daddy,
Yeah,
baby
baby
mamas.
mamas.
Let's get back to
Discipline,
this.
yes.
Okay, so
Because
we
we gotta
talked
wrap it
about
up.
the child support. We talked about the discipline.
And, yes.
Being petty. The emotional
Co-parenting,
ties.
the emotional ties.
Yeah.
How to realize you have to actually just reflect. You have to take away from this. Each person has to take accountability to make sure they're being effective. If they're in a co-parenting situation, that you're co-parent effectively, that you're not involving your emotions, that you're actually doing what is needed for the child, for the benefit of that child. You have to take your feelings out of it and bring the structures.
But that is
needed
so hard to do.
To rear them in the way that they be perfect, not perfect, but good
It's hard
human
to
beings
do.
out here, and be young,
Sometimes you
productive
have
citizens of the
one
world.
parent doing more than the other, and then you
Most
got
times
to,
it is. Most times, yes.
Nah, crazy. I'm not a very understanding person. Some people entirely too much. Oh, that's
to be
too
a parent.
Aaron.
First, what's the what? Who's the Aaron?
She was
Rhonda.
replying.
Oh, Oh, she's fine. But yes, we're almost about coming up on that time to get ready to wrap it up. We have like 4 minutes or so. Again, we thank y'all. We've been on a hiatus, but we're back. And we're going to have a lot more subjects that we're going to be touching on, relationship-wise, family-wise, tribe-wise, enlightenment-wise. There's going to be times that we will give you information. We will point it in our comments and post it on the wall. Right now, I'm on a hiatus for the month, so y'all won't see me till November. But at the same time, my sisters and them, their page and stuff is still up. We're going to try to get this thing more perfected and try to get it back up and established. But we thank y'all for hanging in there with us. And we were talking about...
said that, though.
We were talking about baby mamas and baby daddies.
He looked like he's scarred.
That's another thing. I think we have a lot of men out here that are emotional, but they refuse to tap into their emotions. They see it as weak. That's going to be a subject for another day.
He's scarred. Baby scarred. Yes. He's scarred.
Was your child taken care of? Number one. Was your child taken care of?
Period. Not for your nails. Not for
because that's what a lot of men would say.
There are some men that pay child support and take care of their kids, but y'all ain't mentioning that. No, I did mention that. You might want to rewind, Aaron. Rewind.
You came in late.
Yes, you did. You came in late, baby. Rewind that. Because we already said, and I already had even mentioned that we have some ones that are good, but it goes beyond just the child support. A child needs that emotional involvement. Some dads feel like that's where it stops, just giving the tangible. A child needs that emotional connection.
And then you do woman or female. Like that.
Yes,
you have fathers that
go out and beyond.
Yes.
They even tap in emotionally. Like I said, even in regards to my sister's children's fathers of her children, her grandchildren, she has some nice young fathers. They might didn't work up in relationship wise, but they actually step up to the plate.
They do,
and they do more than enough of their share. So we're by all means not bashing anybody because not everybody's like that. But our views, our perspective. You can't hold us against biblical standards. These are not biblical standards. It's our experience. If you've been scarred, I feel bad that you had to be scarred because it attacks your finances. I'm sorry. Sometimes you got to still take a look at yourself. You can, if your child is walking out looking good just as much as the parent, then guess what? You know what, Aaron? Don't make me come down 349.
He's scarred.
But nonetheless,
he's one of those baby mama, daddy. Like
he's been through some things.
Yes, he's like I want to do that to her. But you know what it is?
I'm bringing some. I'm bringing some Norton all down the road.
Can I say this to y'all brothers out there, gentlemen?
That's even still women, down the road.
Even women, why get mad when you lay down with that person and made that person?
But I don't understand.
Why?
You bashed a person.
You did not bash that person when you was in the mix. You was not bashed.
They bashed.
No, I'm saying
that's smash. You wasn't
smash. Yeah, you was smashing. Yeah. But you didn't bash that person when you was doing all that. And see, I had to come to the realization because I was young. I said I was being petty. Because why? I still had feelings. It's ties there. We talked about that.
The emotional ties.
So if that
what is
woman
causing you to feel
or
that
way,
man
is working your nerves, it's something there
that's causing them.
You must
get an arousal.
Arousal
out of you to get you
it still must be something there.
It's affecting you emotionally.
Because I'm telling you, if it wasn't like the other baby daddy, ain't nothing there. But it did.
But everybody has their own experience. We don't knock whatever.
Yes.
Because like we already stated in the beginning, you have some petty betties and some petty daddies.
Yeah.
So
I was one, and I'm guilty. I said it about myself.
Be responsible for what you do. We can't control what others do. We can only control what we do and how we show up.
Yeah,
that's what matters most to that child.
But y'all, we have to look at that. Nobody looks at when we lay down with these women, men and women. Nobody says nothing about that. We're just looking at the baby mama drama. We got to now co-parent. We got to now deal with this
learning experience.
Yes, we got to learn how to
learn from it and grow.
And the child didn't ask to be here. The child didn't ask to be here.
Exactly.
So, that's where I had to learn because it's not the child's fault.
Exactly. But they the one who catch the brunt of it.
Yes,
they are the one, and that's
so
where we
always
have to be
think
careful.
about that. It was a reason why you lay down with the person, even if it was.
It's your choice. It's
friends
a choice
with
you
benefits.
made.
You still have some kind of feelings with the person. I don't care how you look at it.
Because a lot of them say about the alcohol involved and all that stuff. The factors are not.
Something was there.
Still, if it was
something
the look,
was there.
the way they moved. Because people say, "Oh,
it was just the alcohol."
I had that baby out of conception because I was drunk. Alcohol
well,
or
he
not.
said me and Joma used to get into arguments about child support.
Oh yeah, trust me. That's why I said I definitely know it. He said that even up to the time, Lord God rest his soul, to the time he passed. Me and John, JB and me had some conversations because Lord, I used to say a lot to
and
him.
out of all that, he still had children issues with the children. Crazy.
And the thing is, God rest his soul, he still was dibble dabbling even with the baby.
Exactly.
So that was the whole thing.
That's why I said crazy.
Talking about having that ownership,
that ties,
feeling that they had
that crazy ties with the baby mama.
Come and go as they
with
please.
both of them. And then left my cousin with him, like with the drama. Like, who does that?
But we have to wrap this thing up. As you can see, we're quite passionate on tonight.
Because we've been there, and I'm literally still going through it. I'm a blended family, and with the first baby dad, like I can literally say, okay, yeah, I love him, and that's why I guess I was petty. Because it was something there, like, and then even there was
but
times.
It takes
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
A good person to acknowledge.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all
and
this.
And accept accountability and responsibility.
My mom,
for
my sisters, and everybody was like, "Oh, you should get back with him. Oh, you should get back with him." Now that I'm with him, they was like, Not saying but I'm just saying because what he stands for and everything he is now. Like, but to tell you the truth, I'm glad I got this version of him compared to the early version of him because neither one of us was ready for each other. I don't think we would have made it either. So, yeah, I think he's like calming. It's like the yin and yang. So
one's more calm and one's more laid back.
Yes.
And that's what you need. You need that yin and yang in a relationship.
Well, we're going to take this
God
time.
bless you, ladies. Petty Betty.
Yeah, they probably are. They probably are, Terrell. They probably are.
Yes.
But
we appreciate y'all.
To all the baby mamas
and baby
to
daddies.
all the baby daddies.
And all the baby situations.
B-Y-M-A. That's Fantasia. Y'all gotta look that song up. I'm a baby mama.
I can sing
it up for real.
No, it's a baby mama
song.
song.
You want to sing today? She said she was feeling down.
I was, but it's a baby mama. And then you got Brandy's new song out there, Baby Mama.
Oh, and y'all guys, peep, Tamala Mann's husband. What's his name? David Mann. I love this song for couples. Check it out. I still do. Oh my gosh.
But we were talking about baby mamas.
But still,
that's why I said BABYMAMA.
I hope you guys have a good evening.
Yes, have a good night. And we will be back the same time next
Tuesday.
5:30. We're back on the scene. So thank you for scooping it up in the Sandbox with the sisters. See you next week.
Good night.
He said, I guess y'all related.